Good evening, everybody. I am not probably the face you were expecting to see, but Ms. Spears is not able to call us to order, so that is on me tonight. It's lovely to see such a big group in here. I would like to be legal and follow the rules so Ms. Spears is not disappointed in me. In accordance with the South Carolina Code of Laws 1985, Section 30-4-80-E, the following have been notified of the time, place, and agenda of this meeting: the Herald, the Charlotte Observer, CN2, and WRHI. If you will now join me for a moment of silence. Thank you. You'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I think everybody got the agenda. Did anybody need to add anything, or is it okay as written? Approved. Okay, then we will move right along to the most exciting thing on the agenda.
That's right.
Which is the announcement of the District Teacher of the Year. I think we're going to hear from Mr. Olinger. And do you have a friend, or?
Well, I have a friend getting ready.
He has a phone a friend. Give him a moment.
I think he's still my friend. We'll see. We have a full house tonight because this is probably the most exciting school board meeting of the year. No offense to the rest of them, but just to remind everybody, we go through our Teacher of the Year and Support Staff of the Year process back in spring. Begins at the school back in February, and our schools they announce their Teachers of the Year and their support staffs of the year back in March, and then later in April we had the opportunity to name our 5 honor roll finalists for Teachers of the Year. So here we are tonight. I believe Mr. Young is going to come down and announce our winners. We're going to recognize all of our support staff and Teachers of the Year this time, and then Mr. Young's going to announce some of the goodies that they get, as well as our winners for this year. So, Mr. Young.
Thank you, Mr. Ollinger. And yes, I consider you a friend. So, honored to stand before you tonight to announce this wonderful award. We first have our support staff of the year, and if y'all want to come on forward and stand up here, that would be great while I talk. Just go, yeah, give them a round of applause. So standing before you tonight are the support staff of the year winners for their respective schools or departments. Each of these individuals have made a tremendous impact on their schools, students, their families, their staff, and their community as a whole. The important work that you do behind the scenes each and every day, and even on the scene, is just a symbolism of your commitment and support to our school district, but most importantly, our students, and I think that's what counts. So we announced back in March the 2025 Support Staff of the Year at the school level winners, but I'd like to recognize all of you tonight, so if I call your name, if you could just step forward, and if you want to wave your hand, that'd be great. So everybody knows who you are. The first one is a school psychologist from Banks Trail Middle, Christopher Salas. Catawba Ridge High School, Jamal Foster. From Doby's Bridge Elementary, Suzanne Kreider. From Forest Creek Middle, Carissa Carlson. Fort Mill Elementary, Cynthia Jelinek. From Fort Mill High, Sandra Stankovich. Fort Mill Middle School, Kristen Lawson. Gold Hill Elementary, Melinda Murphy. Gold Hill Middle, Johnny Shaw. Kingstown Elementary, Lindsay Maxwell. Nation Ford High School, Stephanie Gray. Orchard Park Elementary, Allison Pogos. Pleasant Knoll Elementary, Victoria Dawes. Pleasant Knoll Middle, Wendy Longwell. River Trail Elementary, Amber Slavonic. Apologize. Somebody told me how to say it earlier, and I just messed it up. I apologize. Riverview Elementary, Barbara Anderson. Springfield Elementary, Jenny Hawkinson. Springfield Middle, Kelly Catrone. Sugar Creek Elementary, Casey Wright. Tigga K Elementary, Tracy Green. District Office, Melissa McGady. Maintenance, Robert Ayers. Student Nutrition, Vonda Worth. And Transportation, Mandy Carter. So, in addition to our gratitude, each support staff winner received an award in the spring and will receive $350 via direct deposit this month. Tonight's winner also receives an engraved award, a $1,500 direct deposit, a weekend at Spring-Maid Mountain, one additional personal leave day, a Jostens ring to be sized and distributed at a later date, and a gift basket from Founders Federal Credit Union. So, now the moment we've all been waiting for. Yeah. As you can see, the envelope is sealed.
Hermetically.
And the Fort Mill School District 2025 Support Staff of the Year, Coach Foster, Catawba Ridge High School.
Way to go.
Thank y'all so much. And if y'all know Coach Foster, y'all know what an impact he has made on the kids in Fort Mill School District. So thank you, Coach Foster. All right. Thank y'all. Y'all can.
There you go. Nice job, y'all. Thank you for all you do. Give me the pocket knife, please. I know.
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
We already got them lining up. All right. Next, we welcome our 2025 Teachers of the Year. This tremendous group of educators, they work tirelessly every day. They're on the front lines to provide the best possible education for our students in their charge. They also devote countless hours to supporting not only their students, but their colleagues through the PLC process and also outside of the classroom. They do this each and every day with enthusiasm, professionalism, and a deep level of commitment to the Fort Mill School District and the students of the Fort Mill School District. We announced our 2025 Teachers of the Year last March, and I'd like to recognize them again tonight before we announce the district winner. We have Jesse Haynes from Catawba Ridge High School. If you just want to step forward and wave. From Forest Creek Middle, we have Ebony Bankhead. Fort Mill Elementary School, Kim Barkley. Fort Mill High School, Stuart Ruddy. Fort Mill Middle, Rebecca Ryder. Gold Hill Elementary, Ebony English. Gold Hill Middle, Rachel Shriver. Kingstown Elementary, Krishanda House. Nation Ford High School, Tyler Griffin.
Whoop, whoop, T. Griff.
One of my former students, by the way.
Mine too.
Pleasant Knoll Elementary School, Ashley Smith. Pleasant Knoll Middle, Hyatt Saha. Riverview Elementary School, Heather Morris. Springfield Elementary, Courtney Brady. Springfield Middle, Hannah Ritchell. Tigakay Elementary, Sam Kirkley. And Oak Grove Academy, Emily Serico. As y'all know, back in March, we also named our 5 honor roll teachers. And if you could just step forward and stay forward for us. We have Katie Jenkinson from Banks Trail Middle School. And you can maybe, yep, that's great. Right there, that's good. Sarah Gilrath from Doby's Bridge Elementary School. Lauren Robinson from Orchard Park Elementary. Samantha Rigby from River Trail Elementary School. And Michelle Burrisford from Sugar Creek Elementary School. So, each Teacher of the Year received an award in the spring and will receive $350 via direct deposit this month, with the exception of the honor roll teachers, who received $500. Tonight's winner will also win a 1-year car lease from State Line and the Mills Automotive Group, more in a moment about that, an engraved award, a $1,500 direct deposit, a weekend at Springmaid Mountain, 1 additional personal leave day, that's always good, Jostin's ring to be sized and distributed later, and a gift basket from Founders Federal Credit Union. To tell us more about the car, we have State Line and the Mills Automotive Group with us tonight.
Whoa. Oh, somebody in the back on the left.
Trying to add some suspense to it.
Might have been guilty of that once or twice.
We appreciate them partnering with the school district for a special recognition of our District Teacher of the Year. I would like to turn it over to our Mills Automotive Group owner, Damian Mills, to tell us more about their involvement.
Good evening. I want to congratulate everyone that has been recognized as a Teacher of the Year and all of the support staff. And the opportunity to be able to participate and bless someone with this is very momentous, obviously, for all of us. I am the son of a 52-year teacher in Louisiana. And as a result, when we started this business, my commitment has always been to further education. And so with that, for the last 12 years, it's been our commitment at State Line and at Mills Automotive to support and recognize those that sacrifice so much for so many. So I'm honored to be able to participate. You will get your choice of 3 automobiles to utilize, and you know, for everybody, we can sell you one too. So, okay. But no, thank you so much for all that you do, for all that you do it for, and for the reasons that you do it. Okay? Thank you.
We have had a long-standing partnership with them, and they're so appreciative of what they give to our Teacher of the Year. So, now the moment you've been waiting for. The Fort Mill School District 2025 Teacher of the Year is from Banks Trail Middle School, Katie Jenkinson.
One more spoon.
That was my phone.
Way to go.
Congratulations to all of you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, right? You're telling me. That was Michael.
Congratulations, y'all.
Today's first day back to South Carolina. To finish. Congratulations, y'all.
Congratulations.
We gotta come prepared. Great job, Greg.
Good job.
Way to handle the light.
Messed up on one name.
Nobody knew.
I don't think they were here.
Only one you remember.
No. It's like, why can't I remember?
Focus on the 30 that you did great, or 32 or whatever. 42.
I'm gonna let them get out because they're just gonna talk.
Yep.
I need to go talk to Damien and see if he does Cadillacs,
I
because
think
if he does,
You have
he
to
just
go.
got my business because I'm mad at everybody
Does
else.
Cadillacs.
Does he?
I'm pretty sure he has dealerships like in Greenville.
I'm gonna need a business
Maybe
card and
they are.
contact.
He's still back there.
Yeah, and I'll just run back there and have that conversation now, shall we?
I gotta sell mine now. Been in it.
Yeah, I know, right? Serious.
Keep rolling.
I'm gonna let them get out. Let them exit. All right, almost as exciting as Teacher of the Year is 4-year-olds. So I think Miss
Wait,
Young
ma'am.
Oh, hold up.
and
Number 3.
Yeah, we got.
oh, I skipped.
Hold on.
We have to have public participation.
Sorry, I dropped down. That was on me. So we do have 2 public participations, and those are exciting too because it's nice to hear from the community. And then we'll talk about 4-year-olds. So I think first up is Mr. Carl Young. You'll get 5 minutes, sir. If you'll just remember to tell us your address before you start.
All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the Fort Mill School Board and Mr. Young. My name is Carl Young, and my address is 1116 Gower Street. I hold a PhD in analytical chemistry from Wake Forest University. I've spent the last 14 years in the chemical industry specializing in chemical separations. I have performed thousands of chemical separations to identify and quantify various chemical compounds. In the last 5 years, I've developed expertise on the equipment that will quantify the volatile compounds of concern that have been raised by the community. On August 5th, 2025, Citadel EHS presented an environmental health and safety update for Flint Hill Elementary. During the Q&A, a comment was made suggesting that the Fort Mill community may not have the same level of technical expertise as SILFAB's engineers, creating an information gap and fear with the implication that the concerns of parents are unfounded. That is simply not true. The Fort Mill community's concern is deeply rooted in a true understanding of the facts and the science. I'm also here to tell you that expertise is not just found in engineers, consultants, and large corporations. SILFAB claims its logistics lane site will be the first fully automated, integrated solar panel and cell manufacturing facility in the United States. This is an ambitious project with processes that they are new to. In August of 2024, SILFAB was awarded a $5 million grant from the U.S. Department of Energy to develop a pilot line for producing high-efficiency solar cells. The grant documentation specifically mentions that this process involves hazardous chemicals and specialty gases, posing potential health risks. SILFAB's involvement in a pilot process indicates a company still in its early stages, not a company with established expertise in this field. There is a significant difference between theoretical models and real-world practice. The community has spoken time and time again. We do not want to take chances with an industrial accident near our children. As parents, we are asking for more than the bare minimum to ensure the safety of our students and staff. We need proactivity, not reactive surveillance. Fort Mill is home to many parents with technical expertise, parents who want to be part of the solution yet are being excluded from a meaningful conversation. A conversation is only valuable if it's two-way. The communication with the school board has remained one-sided for nearly 2 years. I'm here to ask you once again, we need more than short, one-sided updates and 3 to 5 minute speeches. We need an open dialogue where the community can ask questions, share their expertise, and work with the board to ensure the safety and health of all children and staff in the district. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And then next is Jamie Castilla, also 5 minutes, and if you'll just remember to tell us your address.
My name is Jamie Castilla. My address is 774 Gates Mill Drive, number 203. I have spent 20 years in the insurance industry, investigating and paying out numerous claims. So when I stand before you to explain negligence and liability, it is not just some definition I looked up to quote for this speech. In order to be found liable, a few key components need to be taken into consideration. Negligence lies in the concept of a reasonable person's failure to meet the standard of care which results in damage or injury to another. This can be resulting from either actions or inactions. How the school board can and will be found liable due to their negligence when an incident occurs at ZILFAB. Duty. The school board has an obligation to protect students from harm. The breach of that duty is the board's failure to take reasonable steps. Simply monitoring for something to happen and then reacting is not protecting our children. How do you intend to keep them safe when they are outside playing? They are even closer to the exposure at that point, and reaction will be too late. Taking appropriate action at a minimum would include pressuring for zoning compliance. Causation. The board's failure to act has led to harm or increased risk for our children. Damages. Students or staff suffered injury. This can be either physical or even psychological. You have been provided with experts' reports from USC, PEHSU. You have retained Citadel. All the reports provided indicate a potential for harm to the children, teacher, and administrators at the Flint Hill campus. During the most recent school board meeting, a board member indicated, "We all know accidents happen." This is an acknowledgement of a potential for an explosion, and yet this school board still remains silent and refuses to stand up with us parents to protect our children and requests that the York County uphold appropriate zoning laws. We have been told time and time again, this board is being proactive when every single step taken has been reactive and continues to be reactive. Tell me what is proactive about getting a risk assessment report the day after school starts. And even the report provided does not discuss the full potential of harm to students and staff. The school board has been provided with reports months ago indicating a potential for harm. And while this school board sits here and continues to claim that we don't know if ZILFAB will open, we have confirmation from a whistleblower that unsafe and illegal activities have already taken place that could endanger the lives of everyone at Flint Hill. We again ask for this school board to stand up with us parents, use the voice you've been given, and demand that York County uphold zoning laws. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, now, sorry I jumped the gun. I'm excited as a 4-year-old. Now let's hear about our 4-year-old program.
Good evening, everyone. As you know, the Fort Mill School District is committed to excellence that knows no bounds, and that does not stop when it comes to our youngest scholars, our 4K students. I am excited to introduce our 4K coordinator, Kim Coolidge. Since the beginning of her term, since the beginning of her role in November of 2024, Ms. Coolidge has made huge impact in our organization, consistency, and continuity of our 4K programs. And she brings true vision to our program. Tonight, she's going to share a little about the program. She and her team are rooted in this journey and excited about the future. Ms. Coolidge.
I hope the celebrations continue from this evening and we can celebrate our 4K team and our students. So good evening, members of the board, Superintendent Young, and district leaders. Thank you for the opportunity to share an update on our 4K program. It is a privilege to represent the extraordinary work of our early childhood educators, assistants, instructional coaches, family engagement specialists, and community partners across the district. I'm honored to share with you how that work is transforming lives and laying the foundation for long-term student success. Our district's commitment to closing the achievement gap, removing barriers, and providing a solid foundation is not just a vision for the future. It's already in motion in our 4K classrooms every single day. Tonight's presentation is grounded in purpose. I'll spotlight our unique programs and excellent teams behind them and demonstrate how we're tracking momentum and impact, not just with numbers, but with outcomes that matter for students and families. I'll also highlight our current areas of focus, including instructional priorities, access, and equity. And finally, I will share a forward-looking vision for where we're headed, aligning the district's broader goals and early learning and long-term student success. Let's begin with recognizing the extraordinary by painting an overall picture of our programs across the district. Our 4K programs are strategically placed across the district to ensure accessibility and alignment with student needs. We have a mix of 4 program platforms: Local 4K, SURDEP, Special Education, and Lab School programs, offering both partial or half and full-day options. Fort Mill and TGK Elementary serve our half-day local 4K students. Riverview Elementary offers full-day SURDEP or Child Early Reading Development and Education Program, which is a state-funded full-day program. Sugar Creek, Fort Mill, and Riverview Elementary support our SPED placements. While at the high school level, Catawba Ridge, Fort Mill, and Nation Ford all serve as lab school sites, helping the students, but also helping strengthen early childhood education, pathways, and field-based training. This diverse structure allows us to meet a wide range of developmental needs while fostering collaboration between general education, special education, and community programs. Our district pre-K team by the numbers. We currently have 49 outstanding teachers and support staff, and a total of 268 students currently in our pre-K programs. Next, we'll take a closer look at the measurable progress we've made across the 4K initiatives, programs, and systems. This section will highlight how we're tracking momentum. It's a snapshot of what's working, where we're growing, how we're building lasting impact, and how we're staying aligned to student needs and readiness goals. Our 4K initiatives focused on family engagement, IEP student placement, literacy grants, and community outreach. Through our family engagement efforts, we support 110 families through monthly educational events, learning packets, and effective home visit frameworks. We were awarded the CoGLO Book Grant as part of our state literacy initiative that resulted in 340 Fort Mill students receiving home libraries of 15 books each. In addition, our 4K teachers gain access to instructional resources to be used with each of those books. We're actively collaborating with our community through York County Partners, AppSeed Invitation for tablet use, and serve on the First Steps Board to enhance early learning efforts. These efforts show our commitment to impact and early childhood education. We've strengthened our 4K systems through 5 key areas. We have increased session duration and instructional time from 2.4 to 2.67 hours daily, adding nearly 48 hours per year for students in our half-day 4K programs. Our application rate rose 75% year over year, with 289 student applications for the 24-25 school year and over 500 applications so far for this school year in our non-tuition-based programs. A district-wide team of 23 dedicated staff screened 233 students over 4 days. Through these screenings, more than 85% of students identified with potential delays are now being served in our programs. 190 families received customized kindergarten transition information and process guides to streamline their registration process. 11 students have or are now successfully placed in both SPED and 4K environments, fostering growth through goal-oriented generalization opportunities. These systems ensure every child is supported and positioned for success in kindergarten and beyond. Our 4K programs aren't just initiatives. We're seeing sustained, measurable impact. Precise program eligibility data ensures early intervention for our highest need students. Early childhood letters gave the opportunity for 22 educators to receive over 20 hours of professional development, each to strengthen literacy instruction. Our Countdown to Kindergarten partnership with First Steps of York County supported 23 Fort Mill School District students and 8 teacher leaders to provide continued support for their bridge to kindergarten. With our new core program acceptance, we are partnered with South Carolina Pyramid Pieces Initiative, providing professional development in social emotional learning. Through my IGD's reports, 205 custom caregiver proficiency reports were used to target instruction and support caregivers at home. State-provided PD and coaching rounds delivered high-quality feedback aligned with state guidelines for our CERTEP teachers. And finally, our custom developmental checklist tracked skill proficiency for 80 students in our full-day program, personalizing their own growth pathways. Together, these efforts are creating a strong foundation for early learning success. Now let's shift to what's happening right now in our 4K classrooms and across the district. This section outlines our current priorities, what we're implementing, what we're refining, and how we're staying aligned to student needs and their readiness goals. Our 4K professional learning communities are built to strengthen kindergarten readiness through focused and collaborative work. We are working to align the South Carolina's profile of a ready kindergartner and the early learning standards. We equate these efforts to the parallel of the work that's being done with the profile of a South Carolina graduate, just on the other end of the spectrum. We are working with teachers to identify essential standards and define high-impact Tier 1 instruction for every domain. The early learning standards represent 228 standard indicators in 6 different domains. The work being done will revolutionize the focus and impact on the Fort Mill School District pre-K program. We've established team norms and collective commitments to support consistent, high-quality teaching. We're working to develop a rubric-based system with success criteria that will measure student proficiency in all domains. Teachers receive job-embedded professional development backed by tools like the Learning Target Pacing Guide that we are working to develop. Finally, every 4K student has a personalized development profile to track growth and support readiness that is not only shared with their parents, but also their kindergarten teacher. Together, these efforts ensure every child is equipped for success, a successful transition to kindergarten. Our instructional focus for 4K targets social emotional development, functional skills, and pre-academic proficiency. We begin by identifying oral language gaps and applying targeted instructional strategies. We will utilize a social emotional screener to help guide explicit instruction to support behavior and well-being. Classrooms currently utilize a play-based learning model aligned with functional benchmarks to drive developmentally appropriate growth. We have also implemented the Early Language and Literacy Classroom Observation Tool to provide consistency across platforms and strengthen all 4K learning environments. Finally, our focus on equity and early intervention ensures all students receive support tailored to their own needs. Together, these strategies promote well-rounded, school-ready learners. Our final area of focus is in the new regulations for the licensing of child care centers. We are aligned with the Department of Social Services regulations to ensure the health, safety, and well-being of children in our care. These efforts are guided by the statutory authority code to enforce standards in all child care settings. I have worked to prioritize a clear understanding of regulations, processes, and actionable steps for compliance. Our team is actively managing the application process for both existing facilities and new construction. Additionally, we are developing an implementation plan for all district qualifying settings, ensuring every environment meets DSS standards. We will also provide ongoing training to ensure the district remains in compliance with all stated standards. This regulatory alignment ensures quality care and safe learning spaces for all children in our programs. I'm going to go off script for just a second. Superintendent Young at our admin retreat shared probably what was one of the most inspiring plans for the Fort Mill School District that I've heard for a long time. In that, those words that he said was generated these last two slides. So hopefully, Superintendent Young, you see a little bit of yourself in these. So our future vision for 4K. Our 4K program is not just an early child initiative. The work we do in 4K sets the foundation for success. We are going to close achievement gaps before they widen, remove barriers before they limit opportunity, and set the foundation for success in third grade reading scores, middle school readiness, and graduation rates. The earlier we invest, the greater the return for our students and our community. The seeds we plant today in 4K will grow into future success stories for the Fort Mill School District. And as Ms. Young said earlier, excellent doesn't just happen, it's rooted here. That's all.
You screened over 500 kids already for next year?
No. So that screening process happens, so our application opens in January.
Okay.
When that application opens, it's a live feed that's actually still open today for this particular school year. Only because if we have openings, they go into a continuum of a wait list that we weigh with those criteria for eligibility. So if a student with higher need comes in with current wait list students, that student gets moved up further. That's why it's difficult to communicate to parents where their child falls on the wait list, only because it is a living, breathing document. So we start the application in January. We screen usually our CERDAP in early March, and then our half-day programs in April, and that's that 23-person team that you have. So we start that process in January for the next school year.
Okay.
Yes.
Got it. I'm tracking.
The 11 students that you had that were like dual
Yes.
qualified, they go all day? They don't have to choose which program, like,
Yes, they go all day.
day.
So they have access to both a SPED session and a gen ed session.
okay.
So in that SPED session, they're working on obviously their goals in a smaller setting. And then what we're working to do is to look at those goals and have the generalization of those goals within a 4K environment, like what they would see for kindergarten.
Okay.
But also let the teachers know that success looks different for them and what that looks like, and being able to support them to generalize their goals.
Okay.
Ms. Coolidge, a question for you.
Sure.
Wonderful job.
Thank you.
We're already talking about that closing achievement gap. That degree there, Mr. Young. Good stuff. Question I have, so back under the PLC,
Yes, sir.
you mentioned personalized profile.
Yes.
Could you kind of give the audience a peek under the hood on
Absolutely.
what that means?
The State of South Carolina Education Department and First Steps wrote a South Carolina Ready Kindergartner. You may all notice this, the billboard that you've seen on 77, the famous fox that you're seeing right here, that's what that is, okay? It's a famous fox. So it was a partnership between the two entities. And what they did is they developed 60 developmental milestones for a Ready Kindergartner. So much like what I stated earlier, what we're looking at for a South Carolina graduate, we're looking at the same thing on the pre-K side. So what we're now looking to do is to infuse those over 260 learning targets with this to be able to have proficiency, at least ratings, for each of our students in looking at these 60 parameters. If they're saying this is what a Ready Kindergartner looks like, we want to know what the students in Fort Mill are doing in comparison with this. So we will now use this as learning targets to be able to make assessments in very different ways in 4K, obviously, to be able to know where our students stand with these 60 different indicators to be able to not only tell teachers to drive their instruction, but also let parents know and support them through our family engagement on how they can support their child at home with the different areas that they see.
Thanks for that peek.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Quick question on the lab schools. Did you mention a number of how many people are on the wait list for lab school positions?
I did not.
Okay.
That would be a Krista Bergman question. Is she here?
It's well over 100.
Thank you, Gals.
So in that, those programs are self-sustaining, correct?
Yes, they're
So-
tuition-based, yes.
Right. Have we considered opening additional classroom spaces if the program self-sustains? Why is there a wait list, right? Why aren't we looking at expanding those opportunities for people that are willing to have those?
I'm going to tag in, even though I'm the executive director of middle and secondary, somehow 4K falls under me, at least with the tuition-based one. Regarding that, they really started as lab schools for the high schools. So the connection is between our CTE students that are getting the formerly ECE, now the teacher prep program pathways, and they've been attached to the high schools. It's been tied directly to that program as a learning experience, and sort of the benefit is those open spots. However, I think now with additional opportunities, that's why we haven't, is it's been tied to the high schools, but clearly we now have a grand expansion of 4K thanks to the elementary works.
Got a couple questions for you. Couple questions and an observation. So what is our current, where are we at currently with our kindergarten readiness coming into kindergarten? What percentage are we seeing?
That is a great question. I would have to give, I don't know what that number is right now. You say 56, Joe?
It was 50 something.
It was in the
54, 55.
It's our low.
It's been around that range, the
Yeah.
50s.
56.
I don't know the number offhand for this last year group of students or this year coming in students, but we could get that to you.
Yes.
But it's the last few years it's been in that range, 50 to 54.
So what do we feel? Do we have any estimates on implementing this, on where that number could potentially get?
I think that would be hard to
Quantify.
estimate. I think the more programs we offer, we would see those numbers go up. Wouldn't want to venture a guess.
Yeah,
on that.
yeah, that's totally fine.
I think the clarity we have in the screeners and the data that we're collecting that allows us to be agile with what we're doing in the classroom to be able to support all learners where they are, the number couldn't help but go up.
right.
And you got to remember, historical research data shows that if children are in some type of education environment before they get to kindergarten, they're going to be more prepared.
Yes.
Yes, and so what I find interesting is if you look at our numbers, graduation rates, all these things, 90s, right? All in the 90s, and you come to kindergarten readiness, boom, 56%. That's right around where we are, and I can't help but just agree with you. There's no way that just can't come up. So we're in the top 1.5% right now. Having this only is gonna supercharge this because we've implemented it. Now you mentioned 75% year over year applications.
Yes.
Man, that's a lot.
Yes.
We
had a very solid marketing campaign.
So how many kids are we having to deny right now?
So right now on our wait list, so if we look at 268 and in our current program right now, obviously that is including, special education. I mean, there's over 150.
That we're having to say no.
Yes.
That we won't have to say no to.
Come time, yes. Because even if you look at the current numbers, if we're looking at 506 right now that we have about applications, and we look at the size of the facility, I have to go over to Joe for that one for capacity. But that's what we're looking at right now, is that we would be able to fill that with those numbers. Again, with Joe's number, I don't want to speak for Joe.
So what I see and what I've seen on my time in the board is two very, very impactful vision-minded programs. we've seen Oak Grove Academy. Here's my observation. It wasn't too long ago, Mr. Beals, you were standing right over here speaking to us about the vision of Oak Grove Academy, and I mean it's been a wonderful addition for our students and everything we can step into closing this achievement gap. And I find it interesting that you end with "it's rooted here," whenever the Oak Grove Academy was also a oak tree. Just strong roots, and so we're rooted in helping our kids with these intervention type extra, you know what I'm trying to say. But that's just an observation. I feel like we've done a really good job with seeing a need and putting something very strong in place to fill that. So great job. Really excited about what comes of this.
Thank you. And rooted in family too, as you know, Superintendent Young did say, because the 4K program is as much about the parents and their education as it is about the students themselves. So that family engagement piece will be what drives it as well. So just being able to have families engaged, knowing what to do. So they have kindergarten readiness standards too. The parents will be looped into that.
Yeah.
Yes. So we'll get them ready for kindergarten as well.
In Rotary, we get fined for that, just for that.
Just so you know.
I just want everybody to know that.
Thanks, Amy.
It's okay, you're in good company. My kid called after his first day back in college, so. That's awesome.
Anybody else
Great
have a
job,
question
Kim.
for me?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next up is Mr. Scroggs, usually our closer, but
I'm coming out of the bullpen a little bit earlier tonight. So I know you all are well aware of our college-ready kids, and we wanted to take the opportunity to not just talk about their readiness, but all the opportunities that they have, the myriad of ways that they can earn college credits while in high school. And I think you're going to be very familiar with some of them, and some of them might be some new opportunities that you're going, oh, I wasn't quite as aware that they had this. So first, I want to explore, what this does for our kids. In short, I'm not going to read this to you. I'm on a strict under 10-minute time limit tonight. But I'm going to make sure that we point out that our kids get a taste of college. They get to develop some world-class skills. Specifically, I draw attention to time management, critical thinking, and scholarly writing. In these courses, they get to practice what's going to carry them through college and into the workforce. They also get to dabble in their passion, find out, do I really like biology before I go off and major in it by taking an AP Bio course or a dual credit course. And they can boost their GPA. You should be aware that, an honors class is a half point higher in GPA weighting than a CP class, and any of our dual credit or AP weightings is a full point higher. So there's lots of GPA implications by taking these courses. Advantages in the college process. They can earn that credit now. Some of them will start actual transcripts while in high school. That will lead to savings potentially for families if they're able to graduate early. Or I really like down at the additional opportunities, I think the thing that perhaps gets heralded the least but is really, really cool is they can work ahead and then they can do cool stuff. They can go and study abroad. They can change majors and not fall a semester behind. They can maybe even get 2 degrees or earn some money through internships by working ahead. And we all know they stand out in the process as big as they make that resume while in high school. So our partners for this and our 3 programs really are advanced placement, dual credit, and then Project Lead the Way courses. AP is articulated by the College Board. We have 3 university partners, USC Lancaster, Winthrop University, and York Technical College. And then PLTW courses, that's a state program, but it's actually articulated through the Rochester Institute of Technology, and I'll say a little bit more about that as we go forward. So AP courses, first and foremost. As you look at them, we're pretty familiar with them. I would assume that you take a class, at the end of the class is a comprehensive final, you're scored 1 to 5, scores of 3, 4, 5 are eligible for credit, and different universities have different standards. Some require a 5 to get the credit, some will give you a 3, some will say, hey, even if you have a 5, it's just an elective, and others will just say, we'll take it as if you had a college credit in this course. I do want to point out that those are all given, the exams are all given in May, so the majority of these classes almost exclusively are offered in the spring so that it's closer to that exam. So if you wonder, why don't we have some fall classes? Those kids, it's possible, but they would have to sustain that knowledge throughout a 90-day semester to get to May and then take that test. I want to point out that there are 40 course offerings in AP that College Board makes available to us, and we currently have 25 approved in our program of studies. And we've kind of organized those by discipline there. You'll see that the greatest discipline represented is social studies. We have 7 course offerings in that, 5 in science, and it's a little misleading to say 5 in the arts because they're different disciplines. You have drawing, you have music, and you have art history, but 5 in the arts. So we have the potential to add more. We constantly look at that. We're going to be jumping into our program of studies update soon to look and see, are there more offerings in AP that we would like to do? This is just incredible, I think. This dates back to my first year in the Fort Mill School District 20 years ago. In 2005, 2006, we had 1 high school and we had 203 AP exams taken. Flash forward 20 years later, 2,648 AP exams taken, and that number is steadily rising, as you can see, over the last 3 years. One thing I'm gonna jump to the point here is when we introduced and really expanded our dual credit offerings, there was some murmurings of like, it's going to kill our AP numbers. AP is still on the rise. It's going to kill our AP performance. AP performance is still exceptional. So you can see here we have far surpassed, they call it the global passage rate because AP is not limited to just the United States. Our passage rate is far superior in the Fort Mill School District to what's going on in the nation, or rather the world. And I can't tell you what our 24-25 number is just yet, but I will say it is something that is positive, and it will follow a very positive trend to share its good news in AP world. So looking at dual credit and how it's kind of balanced against AP, it's a different opportunity and sometimes attracts a different child, although you have many scholars that do both. The big differences here are that you're not only earning a high school credit, you are earning a college credit that is not based off of passing a final exam, but passing the class. That's what's attractive to many of our students and families, is that there's not all that weight on one major assessment. If I can pass the course, I walk away with that credit. Transferability is a little bit different. In state, obviously, they know our university partners. They know USCL, York Tech picks classes that are easily transferable. But if you're taking it out of state, there may be less. They may not know those universities or trust them as much, may go in as elective credit. It doesn't diminish the opportunity that dual credit is for our in-state and out-of-state scholars. Also, let's see, I'll just jump into this because this is really important. We have 2 models of teaching dual credit in our district. Teacher of record, where we have a faculty member who is a Fort Mill School District employee who meets an adjunct status. That means they have 30 hours in the subject matter at the master's level or higher. That teacher is basically a professor for that university. They can set their content, they can set their grades, they make all the choices themselves. Now, in areas where we don't have those with masters in the discipline, and that is probably more rare than you might think, because a lot of our teachers go on and get curriculum masters, administrative masters, technology masters, not necessarily saying, I'm going to get a second master's degree in social studies or in English, etc. They have to partner with a university teacher of record, and we call our instructor at the school level the faculty facilitator. So they pair and they work and collaborate to decide what assessments we're going to use, what content we're going to teach. But ultimately, the teacher of record has more power over it. We love it best when our teachers are the professor it's just harder and harder to find those individuals, and you're going to see at the end, one of the things I think we can do to continue to get better and grow our model is to hire more folks meeting that teacher of record qualification. It's best for our students, it's best for our teachers to have that authority and control. So University of South Carolina Lancaster offers these 19 offerings articulated with us. Again, the largest group here is going to be world languages, as we have 8 classes. I believe 7 are represented there. There's one that kind of got cut off. And then 6 in social studies. So these are taught by our instructors on our campuses. Most of them, again, are faculty facilitators, a few teachers of records in those disciplines. So 19 there, and then we're just going to explode when we see the 55 offerings through York Technical College. Now, of these 55, there are 7 that are taught on our campus by our instructors. The remainder are taught on York Tech's campus, so we have students that are traveling there to take these. But all the disciplines across the bottom, you can see we have so many opportunities for hands-on, real-world, many of them rich in CTE offerings to make sure that our students have not just the core academics, the gen ed requirements, but they can go into a field and earn some college credits in practical disciplines while in high school. Also, not as often as well known is that we partner with Winthrop University. A lot of times we think of teacher cadet, but we also have a second level of educational psychology, which is above and beyond teacher cadet. That's sort of the spring after. And then we have a partnership where we have students that take intro to financial accounting on Winthrop's class and campus. And we've been lucky enough to have their tuitions paid for by a generous donor who's partnered with us. The great news about our dual credit enrollment is our passage rate. 99.9. Literally, it is 1,319 students out of 1,320 in that 22-23 year. We are always hovering. It's 1 or 2 kids that maybe do not get through. And that's despite a lot of our effort of our outstanding faculty members to get them over the hump. So 99s across the board in terms of our percentage, because our students have, I think it's best that they have the ability to work with our instructors who know what's going on and it's not from afar. And even when they're on the college campus, we're still seeing this incredible success with those university partners. So probably, again, this is going to be the hidden gem, I think, is Project Lead the Way courses. These are not necessarily immediately out of the gate dual credit. They are opportunities for you to go in and earn a CP credit that becomes a dual credit if you qualify with a passing score on an EOC. It's not a state-given EOC, but it's pertaining to that course. You can earn college credit that's articulated through the Rochester Institute of Technology, and your CP credit on your transcript, I would say magically, but it's through the hard work of our counselors, gets turned over to a dual credit after you qualify on that exam. So you have to have an 85 in the class. You take the EOC and you're basically, you're sorted into novice, practiced, accomplished, or distinguished. Those top 2 are automatically adjusted from CP to dual credit. The vast majority of our kids all just take the weighting change from CP to dual credit, but they do have the opportunity to pay $240 per course to the Rochester Institute of Technology to get those on their transcript and take them with them. It's just a matter of what your major going to be. Is that worth the financial investment to try and take those, and will your university take those credits as credits and not just elective credit? Either way, you get the dual credit. Waiting. All right, and then just to show you the discipline, we have more opportunities in engineering. There are 7 opportunities there, and then 3 in biomedical science. It's oddly enough, the capstone classes in both are not eligible for that dual credit. Can't quite answer why it's that way, but all of our introductory on up to the capstone class is eligible for that dual credit weighting. So if you look at our numbers, just as good, if not better, in the Project Lead the Way courses that are available to you. You see it continues to grow, 715 going up to 904, and we're maintaining a perfect passage rate with these students that qualify. The ones that have an 85 or higher, they're knocking it out of the ballpark. This is the thing I was most impressed to share with you today when we wanted to look at what percentage of our kids takes a college credit class, whether that's AP, dual credit, or the Project Lead the Way courses that can become. Over 4 years, the class of 2025, 69.6% of students, 7 out of 10, are experiencing college while still in the Fort Mill School District. They are not just ready for college, they are in college in the Fort Mill School District. So it's an incredible passage rate there in terms of what we're putting out as a graduate who is not just prepared, but experienced. So the key takeaways, we have some amazing teachers, we have some amazing students, and that's how our numbers are so great, and we want to continue to expand those opportunities for them and head towards a trajectory of really our end game would be to say that our students can graduate with an associate's degree or a bachelor's degree or something that's very transferable to put you ahead of the game there. We're working towards that every day with our university partners. I've had extensive conversations with both USEL and York Tech about how we can get a pathway, and I would like to say hopefully by next year I'll be standing in front of you talking about that pathway of what that will look like. We have I counted 118 different college credit courses. One of them is a little bit redundant. We've moved more towards dual credit and AP, dual credit in languages rather than AP, but we still have it on the books, so I didn't cheat by saying that, so I said more than 115. And then, let's see, our numbers, as I said, did not go down in AP when we really expanded dual credit over the last 3 years. So I tried to anticipate questions and think, what will they ask in terms of how do we make this better? Where do we go from here? I think we examine our participation gaps. To continue the theme of the achievement gap, we examine our participation gaps and we do some intentional recruitment. We can expand across the board, but we do know there's some underrepresented groups. That was my dissertation was focused around looking at our gaps, so I'm very well versed in that in Fort Mill, and I've been working very closely with the 3 high school principals to try and target that exactly. We're going to expand our offerings at the USC Lancaster Indian Land campus. That's going to be, I think, pivotal to trying to get them a associate's or higher degree. We're going to look to hire more instructors that have that adjunct status to really insulate and prepare us to be able to house our own. And then we're going to look towards potentially an early college model where we'll have our own building, our own facility with our professors articulating their credits, and it'll help alleviate some of the growth burden in our schools by giving our students a in-town opportunity to earn those credits in a college setting. So, any questions?
What kind of exposure are we sharing and providing to our guidance counselors to better understand so that they can guide our students into these paths to better take advantage of it?
So that's a great question. One of the things that we have uncovered in the last, 6 months is that our selection of new courses comes too late to get it out to families before the IGP process. We go through identifying, and it's really kind of after Christmas that we've determined what's new. Well, we've gone through and we've done 10th grade IGPs and 11th grade IGPs. So we're accelerating that process. We're going to go ahead and do the 26-27 new courses this fall. We're going to do the 27-28 in the spring so that our counselors know everything before they get to the IGP so they're even more versed. Once we've identified those, 2 years ago I took them on a 4-hour deep dive of everything in our program of studies, and I'm happy to do it again to make sure that they know everything that we can equip a kid with to match their skill set and their dreams.
And do we take that as far down as our middle school counselors? Because many of them are involved with bringing them on up to the high school.
Yes, ma'am. So we open that opportunity for the deep dives open to the middle school counselors. Typically, our 8th grade counselors take us up on that, but we really want to expand that because 8th grade is a rolling thing, right? It's a rolling target. So we'll open that up to everyone so that we can start to have those conversations. And I think of opportunities, while not dual credit, but like cosmetology, you have to make some very important decisions as an 8th grader to be ready for an opportunity that won't hit in the 11th grade. So we want to make sure they're well on their way and prepared in their decision making.
Great.
Question, maybe a little off base, but do we have a way to track where some of our graduating seniors, what they're majoring in? I'm asking this to say, if they're going into education, do we get them do we start fostering that relationship like at whenever we know that's what they're going to be going for?
Oh, okay. I was going to say, Ms. Logan has started a process, and I believe Ms. Romanek has also started to articulate a partnership where we grab them as early as the first formerly ECE class, and they're probably better equipped for that answer. So I'm going to step back and let the experts speak.
Yeah, so a couple of years ago, I came and talked with you all about changing our early childhood education to the Introduction to Teaching pathway, where we would grow our own program with our grow our own leaders. And we have been really successful, and now Ms. Romanek is joining us, and she's going to help us promote and get kids excited about our program. So Darlene, I'll let you jump in and talk about what you're joining to help the curriculum side.
Currently, we have 22 students that graduated from one of our high schools, and I have reached out with them personally, had meetings with them, gave them some swag to take to college, and we have set up meetings with them. So when I go out to recruit, I'm going to be with them, having lunch, maybe speaking with them. I also have them set up with buddies. So they have high school students that graduated from our high school who went to school to become teachers are now their buddies because they're teaching in our district. So they'll have a place to come when they're back from school. They're going to help them kind of make way which direction to go. Is it elementary? Is it special ed? Is it early childhood? Is it secondary? Whatever they want to do. And basically, they're going to be with them for the 4 years. So they have someone here at home to take care of them, but also be nurturing to them, because what we found is the students want to feel that this is their second home, and we want to have those touch points before they decide where they're going next. And we need about 8 before they decide to come back home here, because there's lots of other options.
Sure.
Any questions about that?
I just want to say that I went and spoke to Fort Mill High School's ECE class this morning, and I had them raise their hands if they definitely wanted to go into education. And there's probably 20 kids in the class. I'd say 6 or 7 raised their hand. And then I said, how many of you are kind of on the fence? You think you might want to, but you don't know. Almost the rest of the class raised their hand.
Wow.
So it's really, we've got to really focus efforts on making sure that we're trying to get those kids to, making sure that they're going into education when they leave here and coming up with some type of program to get them back to Fort Mill.
I think we do an exceptional job in our introduction to teaching classes, setting the hook through the CTE world. Ms. Romanek is the bridge that connects with them over their 4 years, and we hope to bring them back with incentives of interviews and so much more to bring them back home to make an impact. I mean, that was, I didn't have all the luxuries, but that was my journey and the journey of so many others that are Fort Mill products like Mr. Young and myself that want to come home. If we continue to work on it and don't let it slip, I think we're in a great position to do that. And it all starts in some of our opportunities where they're earning those college credits. Many kids take teacher cadet not interested in education and just to bolster their GPA and then go, hey, this education thing's not half bad. I enjoy kids. I enjoy this life.
It was a 5-year journey for me, not a 4-year. But I was red-shirted.
Thank you.
Anything else? Awesome.
Thank you, Dr. Sproul.
Thank you very much.
All right, next up is construction, which there won't be anything to say, I'm sure. We don't
Definitely
have
nothing to
a
discuss
whole lot
there.
going on there.
Good evening. It's
quiet.
great to see everyone. Appreciate the opportunity to be in front of you this evening. We'll be respectful of your time and be brief with our construction update. Another summer has come to a conclusion, and with that, a new school year has started, and I'm pleased to report that our team, led by Mr. Romnick, we've successfully completed and made ready a handful of projects that we'll talk about tonight. Some of them will be in progress and some completed, but the first one I want to briefly go over is Flint Hill Elementary. Substantially complete June 2nd with a CO of June 25th. Now, the substantial completion date is really just the conclusion of the construction phase. A phase that begins there is the occupancy phase, and that really lands on mostly the school district. And that, you take a building, turn it upside down and shake it, everything that falls out, that lands on you guys. So when we say completed and made ready, the made ready component is the occupancy phase. So we're pleased that that's delivered. There for a while, it seemed like we were doing this every summer. I'm glad that we're kind of have a little more time in between. This project was a little more complex because we had some parts that were a little outside of our control, and I'll go over that as well. And please forgive me if where do I
He's got
point
the
this?
clicker. There it is.
Okay, so this is what I just talked about. Is incidentally impact fee funded. South View, West View. Really, this is the third iteration of the school on a huge campus. When I say huge, 40+ acres, almost 700,000 yards of cut earthwork, cut fill. East View and North View. So it turned out very well. We're really pleased with it. The item that I was saying that made this project a little more complex was the off-site improvements that were required by York County. Those also have been successfully completed as of August 1st. We do have some punch lists, but for the most part complete, and it is in use. We wrote on it this evening coming here. Some photos. Flint Hill Middle School, that's on the same campus. It's in progress. We're approximately, I don't know, 50% complete. We'll have it ready for July 17th of 26. I have a really neat, I'm told it's a very neat fly-through that I hope works. Technology and I don't get along all the time. But all our off-site road improvements are complete. There are some road improvements that are required by DOT that are part of Pennies for Progress, and that is straightening out that intersection on 21, and that's been released by York County and is underway. So this is, let's see, this should be about a 2-minute fly around, and this is current progress as of Sunday before last. This is it's a new model for us.
Is it a Matterport?
I'm sorry?
Is it Matterport?
I don't know the platform, but it shows literally a snapshot as of last Sunday with brick. So for the most part, we're dried in, masonry, brick veneer going up. I think we're almost complete with CMU. Is it almost completely done? Once we get the masons off the site, that's really when it's a huge milestone for us. We can kind of start straightening out. The rains here recently have not hampered this job as much as others, except for getting access in and around the building. It makes things a lot more difficult when you're playing in mud versus dirt. But as you can see, it's turning out well. We are on schedule, and although July is a little later than we would like to deliver, it's still with coordination. It's still appropriate for the completion and occupancy phase. I'm told it's 2 minutes, so.
Seems longer when you're standing.
I know, right? I'm trying to fill in. I want to be respectful. I told you, I guess I lied to you. I said I was going to be respectful of your time. Okay. All right, so our next project, I think we heard a little bit about tonight, is the Early Childhood Center. We are actually underway. We've released the bid package. We had multiple bidders. The numbers are favorable and within budget. We are shooting to bid the building package in September. It's a really neat design. It's multiple kind of cottages. Security was a big part of that design. And we're planning for delivery in summer of 26. One of the projects that was started and completed over the summer was the cosmetology program at Catawba Ridge. We reached completion August 1st. Punch list, still about 25% of the items, for the most part, is behind us and being occupied and used now. The new gym at Fort Mill High School, There was a lot of moving parts to have that ready prior to the school year. Specifically, we were taking parking spaces at the front. We had to replace or have spaces ready to replace those. We were able to get the parking lot constructed and ready. We've got it safed up. There's been a handful of items where we've had to, unforeseens that we've had to deal with, but it is successfully underway, and again, next summer's gonna be busy. Summer 26 completion. This is, as of this week, the building pad area, and you can see where we've kind of taken up some of the parking. The picture on the bottom right is the new parking lot that was constructed. Another project is the field house at Nation Ford. The project has been released. It's been bid and released. They will be mobilizing next week, and again, summer of 26 completion. The training and support renovation, we've advertised the project. We should be receiving bids on September the 3rd. It's expanding the office area, some training space, some warehouse space. So it's a really nice addition, and it's honestly a very good repurposing of that building to expand your district office campus. Completion in 26. And that concludes my report. I will be more than happy to try to answer any questions you may have.
You asking or am I?
I will.
Okay.
Just to verify, the 4K, that is supposed to be completion of summer of 27, correct? Not 26?
Yeah. 27.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's like, well, that's aggressive.
I was going.
11 months.
When I was reading it, I was. I'm a parrot sometimes, so I just read what was there. So I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, now I get to hand it over to you.
Awesome. And I know it's not normal to give a superintendent's report at the second meeting of the month, but
Wait, you're the
I'm,
new normal.
I'm excited
Maybe
to.
you're gonna report every time.
Yeah,
Right?
maybe. I would do that. So, just want to kind of give an update on the start of school. I know I gave one, but that was really the first week of school. So, I think it's important that we update everyone. We have started successfully, and we have 18,220 students enrolled as of the 10th day, which is less if you look, or no, we have 18,221 as of today, which is less than the 10th day, which was 18,250. But that's because we withdraw all the no-shows after the 10th day. So you're looking at 34 students were, 39 students were, no, 29 students, got to do better math, were withdrawn because they did not show up in the first 10 days.
Do we have any in the registration queue currently?
I'm sure we do. I'm almost positive we have some in the registration queue, yes.
Oh, so relatively speaking, a wash.
And I think we'll continue to grow until Labor Day and after, obviously.
Yes.
We've had minor issues with students and staff as they adjust to the daily routine, but some heavy traffic around the school areas, during drop-off and pickup has caused some delays. We are still collaborating with our local and state law enforcement to address these traffic concerns as we move forward. And I want to give a special thank you to the town of Fort Mill, the city of TUK, both of their police departments have really stepped up and helped us. And also some of our local legislators have done a great job of helping us come up with long-term solutions. So we hope to have an announcement by the end of this week on the long-term solutions. And again, the town of Fort Mill and city of TUK have done a great job working with us. So I want to thank them for their ongoing support. Exciting times. This Friday, we start some football, some Friday night football, if you want to go out. I think Nation Ford and Fort Mill are at home. Am I right there? Catawba Ridge is on the road, but they'll be back next week at home. Just kidding, 2 weeks. So we're excited about that. Here is the exciting news I would like to report, and I sent y'all an email this afternoon. I don't know if y'all were able to get it yet, but the U.S. News and World Report for high school rankings came out. And congratulations to our 3 high schools, number 1, 2, and 3 in York County, Catawba Ridge, Nation Ford, and Fort Mill. So, round of applause. I will say they were number 9, 10, and 11 in South Carolina. But before you say anything, of those 8 schools that were above ours, 5 were a specialty school or magnet school. And
For instance, Governor's School.
correct, like Academic Magnet High School, Charleston School of the Arts, those types of schools. And there was only 3 regular high schools, and we're going to keep
We're gonna
improving
get
and
'em.
beating them. Yeah, so I'm a competitive guy. And in the United States, that puts us in the top 4% of 24,000 public high schools in the United States of America. We have a lot to be proud of, so congratulations to our 3 principals sitting in here that come to every board meeting. We appreciate y'all and all that you do. Had to give you a shout out there. That's it.
Okay,
Beautiful.
well, I think we do need an executive session, so tell me if I mess up, but I will
yeah.
entertain a motion.
No, wait, you have
just
to
kidding.
come back and you have to say the purpose for our.
Oh, we
which
need to
is-
discuss some legal issues, contractual issues, and some personnel recommendations.
Correct. Motion to go to executive session.
All right, we are in executive session. We'll be back in a little
Oh.
bit. All right, we are back in general
Nope.
session.
Motion to return to public session?
Second.
Kidding. Just kidding.
Now you can.
All right, now we are back in general session, and we do have an action to take.
So while in executive session, we discussed legal, contractual, and personnel matters.
And we have an action to take
There we
regarding
go.
a personnel matter.
I would like to make a motion that we accept the recommendation of the administration for 2 replacement positions, because my brain lost the other piece of that.
Second.
All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
I would like to make a motion that we accept the recommendation of the administration to report staff member A to the Department of Education for breach of contract.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion to adjourn.